Alright, so we need to talk about something a little bit here, okay? The whole retro gaming community has really jumped the shark with regards to fucking prices. Now, shit's been going up in price and everybody knows this. I mean, it's getting harder and harder to find, for example, a Sega Saturn, and I've noticed that flash carts have gone up in popularity. And bootleggers who, like maybe 10 years ago, even like 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, might have focused on like shit like Pokemon. They might have just focused on Pokemon, but you know what they're focusing on now? They're focusing on games that everybody buys and hoards up. So we're talking, it's getting easier and easier to find reproductions or bootlegs of games such as Earthbound, for instance. Or there was this game a friend told me about called Summer Carnival 92, and he's like, oh, you can't get this game, it's expensive. So I look, and there's people selling reproductions for 20, 30 bucks on eBay. In both NES and Famicom formats, too. Or how about flash carts, okay? So maybe like 5, 10 years ago, the kinds of flash carts you would find all the time would be shit like Game Boy Advance or DS flash carts for playing pirated games. Oh, so you can play the new Pokemon game without paying for it. And now you got flash carts for retro systems that sold for high prices and have now been cloned a ton by the Chinese and whatnot. Like the everdrives, for example. And then you have mod chips. And then you have devices that like emulate CD drives that you're seeing more and more with like the Sega Saturn and Sega Dreamcast, and I heard there was something similar for the PS1 in the works. You've got stuff that emulates optical drives. You've got those mod chips. And then you also have being commonly available emulators. You can't forget those. But the thing is, this stuff has been getting more and more popular. And you know why? Because the used gaming prices have gotten even more bullshit since when I first ranted about them years ago. They've somehow managed to get more bullshit than then. They were jacked up then, they're even worse now. And especially on Amazon, which they basically made it a pain in the ass to sell shit there now. So everybody just uses eBay. And the thing with eBay is if you search sold by, sometimes you'll find reasonable prices. But you've got extreme prices everywhere for video games. So you might think, oh, maybe I'll go to a thrift store. Maybe I'll be like that guy in the YouTube video who found Earthbound for $20 at the local flea market or a thrift store. Well, here's the thing. Those people caught on. At least in my area, you'll be lucky to find an old game console worth a ton of money for 10 bucks. Let's be honest here. You will be lucky to find that. See, you get these people nowadays who I like to call eBay moms or whatever. And what happens is they look on eBay, see how much people are selling shit for instead of clicking the sold for button, or they watch those like TV shows where people like find shit at pawn shops and where people go sell shit to pawn shops. I don't know, but they watch some of those shows and they're like, holy Jesus, my NES and shit's worth a ton of money. My NES is worth $70. I'm gonna sell for that much. And so you get these sales, like people at garage sales and shit selling stuff for high prices. You get these people selling stuff for high prices at thrift stores. I actually saw someone selling Earthbound for like, how much was it? $180 at a thrift store, and someone actually still bought it. Probably when it was on sale one day, but even on sale, it's still starting at 180 bucks, so there's only so low you can go. Because they want to sell it for high eBay prices. Wow, somebody's paying this much for this on eBay. But if you think game consoles are insane, well, you haven't seen retro computers, okay? Now, if you live in the USA, here's my assignment for you for today. I want you to go on eBay and type in Amiga 1200. I want you to see how much one costs. Then I want you to go and see how much it costs to download WinUAE. Oh, right. That's right. WinUAE is free. You just download that shit, then you download the Amiga ROMs, and you can do the same shit you could on your Amiga 1200, but using your computer. Because the thing is, shit like that gets expensive. I mean, Amigas go for high prices. Some of the old Macs go for high prices. And there's some old PC shit, which is dime a dozen. But you have people putting high price tags on them because of nostalgia. I mean, look at Packard Bells. They were shitty computers when they were new. But, whoa, this was my childhood. This was my childhood. I played putt-putt on my Packard Bell. I played that on my Packard Bell. I'm such a gamer. I played backyard baseball on my Packard Bell. I played Jumpstart 3rd grade. I need a Packard Bell. I played Earthworm Jim. I need a home computer. Well, here's the thing. You're going to be paying more for that, even that kind of shit now because of eBay sellers. But that's not the best part, oh no. Some upgrade boards go for high prices. Some of them, like the Gravis Ultrasound, can be $150 for $300 for a sound card. But at least you can use that. You can at least use that for games. But here's the most bullshit thing I saw the other day. And this is what spurred me to rant about how classic game prices are truly bullshit, and it's showing in a variety of ways. Somebody on a big retro gaming forum paid $6,000. Well, actually $4,000. It said in the feedback that it was $4,000, but the listing said $6,000 for a sound card that wasn't even supported by many things. I don't know about you, but spending $6,000 for a DOS sound card that's barely supported, or even $4,000, is literally pissing money away. You can get a decent used car for $4,000. You can pay rent for a few months if you don't live in some shithole where rent's sky high for $4,000. You could pay for a lot of things with $4,000. And this person spent $4,000 on a goddamn sound card that's not even supported by much. I mean, I could see spending thousands of dollars on some computer that was like not real common, that was like used only in professional environments so you could finally say you had one because you lusted after them in computer catalogs. I could see spending thousands of dollars for, say, a prototype or unreleased game. That's worth it. And then, on the other hand, you have people who spend that much money on a goddamn sound card that few games use, that has a similar sound to the everyday Sound Blaster 16 you can get in any old computer you can find on eBay that's from that era. I don't know about you, but that's a waste of money to me. $4,000 on a sound card. That gets to the point where we have to step back and ask ourselves, have these retro game prices gotten just so out of hand, so bullshit, that is it even worth considering retro gaming at this point without just going online and downloading some emulators like RetroArch, like all that stuff? Really, because the emulators are free. The ROMs, well, they're not quite legal, but you know they're free. That's what they say on the internet. They said you have to delete them after 24 hours, but nobody did that. Or you spend thousands of dollars on a sound card. You spend all this money on retro computer hardware. Which one would you rather do, people? Let's be honest here. Because unless your dad drives a Benz, you sure aren't going to spend a lot of money on a sound card or buy an Amiga 1200 from eBay, especially US eBay. And don't say UK eBay, because you have to like know somebody there to ship it to you, because they don't ship to the US a lot of times. So that's all that needs to be said, gamers. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more, because let's be honest here. Who the fuck wants to pay $4,000 for a sound card? Who would pay $4,000 for a sound card? That's all.